There we go.
Hello, everyone. So, bear with me. This may be a little difficult to get through. April 2nd, 2016 was once the happiest days of my life, being the birth of my first son, and now one of the worst. April 2nd, 2016 is the day my niece, a smart, beautiful, sweet young woman, chose to silence the demons once and for all. She ended her life at just 20 years old. Her name was Brittany Lorraine Elsie Nicholson, a third-year Wilfrid Laurier student studying psychology. Her dream was to become a child psychiatrist. Anyone who knew Brittany instantly loved her. She was always a positive person, always a big smile and little dimples, her big, beautiful hazel eyes, soft, caring voice. She always found the good in people, and it didn't matter what they were like. I viewed her as the ultimate peacekeeper, giving up her own wants and needs to keep people around her happy. I guess the price you pay for that is not finding your own happiness. Brittany would always try to excel at everything she did, always do better the next time. She was always winning awards for academic excellence, but always thinking she needed to do better. She never wanted to disappoint anyone, but always felt like she was disappointing herself. It was in high school when we, as a family, discovered she was suffering with depression. After getting a mark less than an A, she had a breakdown to the point that she had to be hospitalized. Now, the next part, many of you will think she suffered from schizophrenia. She didn't. That was ruled out by a professional. Brittany, because she felt the need to keep everyone around her happy, never wanting anyone disappointed, always pushing herself to do better, and internalizing everything, and by giving up her own happiness and mental wellness, the intense stress caused her subconscious to talk to her. Not like the voices experienced with someone with schizophrenia. This was her own internal voice, telling her she was a failure and she'd be better off dead. It would tell her to cut herself and to kill herself. This voice only appeared when she was under this intense stress. After her hospitalization, she saw various psychologists, counselors, and therapists, and she recognized when she was feeling stressed and tried to get ahead of the looming symptoms. She always reached out to her professional support system, but rarely, if ever, reached out to family or friends in fear of upsetting or worrying us. I have to say we didn't worry about it because she always went for the help she needed. Looking back after the fact, going through her social media posts, I can see when her thoughts became bleak, isolated, and desperate. It started the beginning of March. As I found out later, she was going through a failed relationship. She had 4 papers due on the Monday after she took her life. And she had credit card payments, an educational trip to Sri Lanka, and would be finishing school and beginning her new career with over $100,000 of debt load. This, along with internalizing everything, surely must have been the catalyst to her final decision, but we're left to ask the perpetual question of why, knowing full well we'll never get the answers we desperately need. We also found out Brittany did in fact reach out for help from her counselor. She did see this coming, but for whatever reason, workload, waiting list, who knows, the counselor had to cancel on her 3 times and wouldn't be able to see Brittany before she left for her trip to Sri Lanka. Was this another reason for her decision? Our first reaction was to search for somewhere to lay the blame, but deep down, we know we can only blame her mental illness. I ask myself, do we coddle our children and leave them ill-prepared for the real world? Maybe. Does society expect too much from our kids too soon in life? Personally, I think so. Is our healthcare system fractured? Yes. Have we instilled shame on mental health sufferers and kept them suffering in silence? Most definitely. Suicide among young people has become an epidemic, a trend, or whatever you want to call it. What we must do is remove the label, the stigma that society has chosen to attach to mental health issues. We must teach our children that they can talk and be heard without judgment and compassion and understanding. And no matter what, they're not only important to our lives, but our entire planet. We need to ingrain in our children that we will accept, support, and be their voice under any circumstances. They need to know that if they make and follow through with the decision to end their life, they'll be changing the course of your life. You'll experience a grief that's everlasting, leaving you broken for not just a little while, but for the rest of your life. Please help us change the way society thinks about mental health issues. Help us remove that label and stigma. Let's get talking about ideas and solutions instead of labels and shame. Talk to your kids. Talk to their friends, your family, everyone you know. If you suspect someone is suffering from depression or suicidal thoughts, help them get help. Let them know there's no shame or embarrassment. They don't need to feel helpless or isolated, and you're not disappointed with them. Everyone be a voice. Let's do this together. Let's end the stigma once and for all. And Brittany, if you're listening, I'm sorry I didn't see how deeply you were suffering. In time, and I love you forever. Go Golden Hawks.
I'm so proud of you. You did it. Okay, so I think I need a 2-minute break just to dry my eyes on that one.